Well, you know it was bound to happen. Sony laid down some fantastic news today, and I think you probably all know what I'm talking about. Yes, we got God of War news, we got confirmation, we've got stuff that we know is coming, and they detailed a lot more than just the release date. And this is really good news, and I think it was something that we were all starting to realize was going to be the case, given the fact that they've mentioned it a couple times. Corey Barlog has talked about it numerous times. You had people like Jason Schreier talk about it. So yeah, we had a pretty good indication that this was going to be the case, but getting official confirmation from Sony is a lot different than rumors or speculation. So I always like to do videos to kind of follow up, and we got a lot more than just that in terms of what Sony announced. So I feel like this was definitely worthy of a video, and just the excitement level kind of through the roof right now with my favorite franchise and some of the things that Sony are kind of bringing together right now. So yeah, definitely some good news. I love, listen, I love seeing this stuff. Obviously, the game wasn't ready last year. Give it time to cook. I say that with any game. Give it time to cook. Give it time to be the game that it's supposed to be, that it's going to be, that it needs to be. Give developers the resources and time that they need. That's always sort of the thing that you need to do if you're one of these companies, Sony or Microsoft. Doesn't matter. And I know it sounds like I'm making excuses for delays. Not the case, but they have to happen, especially in this day and age. Can you imagine the hate these companies would get if you were crunching again, right? Like there's no denying it. Like crunch is not a good thing. It would be a tremendously bad thing. We're not going to see that anymore from studios, so games are going to get delayed, unfortunately. And, it's going to be something that we see as, a problem going forward. So, again, bravo to Sony. Bravo to Sony Santa Monica Studios. They've done a fantastic job, and they actually just randomly, again, this is sort of where you sort of kind of miss the E3 spectacle, right? These announcements used to be huge in and of themselves, and now we get them like on a random day of the week via a blog post. It's kind of strange to me, but Sony did lay out a ton of information. I'm going to get into it. I think everybody's going to be excited by it. I know I am, and I can't wait. So we should go ahead and get started. Let's go. To be clear, I think that Sony has been really wonderful with the way that they've gotten out their games so far this generation. Without a doubt, they've been better at it than Microsoft. I know a lot of people will probably go, oh, well, why correlate one with the other? But we have to be real. Anytime we're comparing, or talking about PlayStation or Microsoft, the other is going to get brought up in comparison. And I understand why they do that. Now, this isn't necessarily a knock on Microsoft. And it turns out they're not releasing the game on the day that, Starfield was going to release. Thankfully, they kind of avoided that. I think, maybe Sony was a little bit bigger person for not doing that. But God of War Ragnarok actually got a release date for November, and the new trailer, and multiple editions of the game was also revealed. So let's go ahead and kind of jump into that and talk about that a little bit, because I feel like it's going to be definitely worthwhile talking about. It was also released a new CGI trailer of the game, showing off multiple editions of the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 title. I'm going to link this in the description so you guys can check it out as well. Join Kratos and Atreus on a mythic journey for answers before the prophesized battle that will end the world, according to the new trailer. All the while, the eyes of Asgard watch their every move. So God of War Ragnarok was originally scheduled for release in 2021, but last June, Sony Santa Monica Studios said that it was delayed until 2022 to help the studio deliver a, quote, top quality game while maintaining safety and well-being of its team. So again, this goes into the situation where I was talking about a little bit earlier, where we're not going to see that crunch. So that means we're going to see a lot of these games get delayed, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. I think we're way past the day and age where developers had to work, 200-hour weeks and, sleep on a cot on the floor of their offices. That's not good for anybody. We'll actually be able to get, I think, better games with less issues if we get less crunch and things like that. And obviously developers are going to be much happier in the long run for it. But yeah, we finally got that information, and it sounds really good. So you might go, oh, well, can I pre-order it? No, not yet. Pre-orders for God of War Ragnarok are going to happen July 15th at 10 a.m. Eastern for those of you in North America. And players who purchase any edition of the game before launch will receive a Kratos Ryzen Snow Armor, and Atreus Snow Tunic digital bonus. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And those who's purchased the standard edition for PS4 will be able to upgrade to the PS5 version for $10. So that's pretty cool as well. The digital deluxe version comes with the full game for PS4 and PS5. Kratos Darkdale armor, Atreus Darkdale armor, Darkdale blades, handles for Blades of Chaos, axe grip for the Leviathan axe, God of War digital soundtrack, Dark Horse digital mini artwork, avatar set, and a PlayStation 4 theme. The collector's edition, man, this is pretty cool looking. This might be the edition that I actually get. We'll have to see what comes out, but it actually comes with a printed voucher for the full game on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, a steelbook display case, God of War Ragnarok steelbook case depicts renditions of the bear and the wolf, Veneer Twins carvings as well in the same style as Atreus wooden toy carvings from God of War 2018, Dwarven dice set, a Mogener replica, which is Thor's hammer, obviously, the Darkdale armor, for both as well, and things like that. So yeah, PlayStation 4 theme looks pretty cool. And then there is the God of War Ragnarok Jotnar edition. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, but it does sound like it's going to be a pretty cool... Man, they didn't really say how much this thing's going to be yet, but it looks like it's going to be expensive. I would guess $250, if not more. So yeah, but it definitely looks cool. And again, I'm a sucker for these collector's editions, so, you know, I might pick up that one as well. We'll have to see what happens. But, yeah, so, you know, listen, they really put, I don't think, you know, Microsoft was already kind of into a bad, you know, bad situation or a bad delay or whatever, thanks to, you know, the situation with Starfield and Redfall, clearly. And so not having anything for this year is really hampering what Microsoft is probably trying to do. And of course, you're going to see the fanboyisms on social media, unfortunately. I know I've already seen it. I'm like, listen, this is what I don't understand, right? Like, because as you guys know, I'm in a DM with like J-Dub and Mooch and, you know, Xbot. And so it's kind of always a back and forth and just jokes, you know, it's not serious, but it's like, everybody's so obsessed with what Xbox isn't getting this year that, you know, they're kind of overlooking the fact that this great game is coming out this year for PlayStation. Like, that's where my head would be personally. You know, I think it's awesome that, you know, the games that were delayed last year for PlayStation are out here, you know, making the PlayStation that much of a better of a platform this year. And, you know, that shouldn't be something that we kind of overlook to do like the fanboy thing. So yeah, it's super interesting, you know, that this is happening, but at the same time, you know, bravo for Sony and them getting it out. I mean, listen, apparently that game needed a lot of work because it's not coming out to the end of the year and was delayed, you know, halfway into the year last year. So almost a full year and a half of extra work. But that polish is probably going to be something that, you know, helps in a tremendous way. Will this game be the underdog again and beat the possibility of, you know, finally dethroning that, you know, that terrible Souls game that I don't even like, you know, whatever. I mean, listen, Elden Ring, not my jam. A lot of people like it, but I'd be pulling for God of War Ragnarok, to be honest with you, in that situation. Just like, you know, God of War Ragnarok beat Red Dead Redemption 2, I feel like it makes sense for them to kind of be the underdog again. So we'll see how it all works out. I hope it's a great game above and beyond. What do you guys think, though? Are you excited for it? Let me know. Sound off. If you guys enjoy my content, please leave a like on the video. It helps it to be seen and the channel to grow. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, Crap Gamer 'em up. Thanks for watching. Crap Gamer out.